terms of succession planning, I think it's critical. I think, for us to have a leadership role, a senior manager level role, it is about continuity and ensuring that the business and the organization continues. And the succession planning is a core component of that. You never want sort of a job unfilled to negatively impact business performance.
Succession planning is extremely important, and I'm fortunate to work with a very bright group of people who remind me all the time that I'm very replaceable and that they could step in and fill that void. But I do think it's about making sure that you're bringing the right people on board that have the potential to step into your role at some point in time. And then if not, making sure that you've got a right roadmap to bridge a gap in between.
So succession planning is really important, and it's one of those risks that you can control as a business and HR, but my experience is it's often forgotten about. And in terms of succession planning, it's really kind of a numerous factors about why you'd want to do it. Clearly, key man dependency risk and key person dependency risk is something that you'd want to be acutely aware of. But also thinking about and empowering people in their own careers. I think it's a really important discussion for people to understand where and when they're part of a succession plan, and also to ask them where they want to go in their career. I've had lots of experiences where you don't know whether you're on a succession plan, or you find that you're on a succession plan but no one's actually asked you if you want that role. So I think having that holistic discussions, kind of empowering both for the individual but also the organisation, in particular large organisations where some of that can be forgotten about.
It gives not only a surety in terms of moving forward if people were to move on, but not just for the future, for the present, so that a company, a team, leadership, exec, investors, analysts can feel confidence in the current team based on the future.
So for my organization, as an example, because I've got a global organization that spans across the world, at any given time, there is always, movement, right? We encourage that internally. So we build sort of the ready now plans for internal candidates. We make sure that we're sourcing, especially for senior level positions, kind of 12 months out. We're identifying externals and internals. We look at sort of 3-year out and how do we develop those potential future leaders. And we're very intentional about that. So we look at ready now, 1 year, 3 to 5 years, and we really try to match up, and we update it. So it's not like a do once and then put it on the shelf.
Succession planning isn't a once and done. It's a continuously evolving and adapting within the teams and within the leadership teams to make sure that you are cognizant of both your internal talents as well as where and when and why you might want to bring in external talent, and having those discussions proactively before you find that you have a gap and a problem.
What is important is that we have developed a really great place for staff to want to work. They're passionate about the work they do. They care about the work we do, helping the mental health support across the country. So we want to make it an attractive home for them, and that allows us to then almost reciprocate by investing in their development. And that's not just kind of on-the-job training. It's making sure that they have mentors, for example, external training, attending conferences, and just generally developing them. It's important that we invest in that. It doesn't mean that there's a ready-made CFO who's going to jump into my shoes immediately, but certainly people are available, and we have a plan for who would move up or who would step up.
We focus significantly on employee development, so that leadership, the next level of leadership that we're bringing in to partner with me or their leaders with them is always focused on making sure that we're putting the right training in, not just from a technical perspective, but from a leadership skills perspective as well.